Do I feel good today? Universe, what is good? This is your sports and sports betting brand of record. We call it Driving the Line. We are live every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We are on demand every weekend. We can never leave you hanging. Like in the chat, Andres says, this is the best betting show for sure. Solid group of guys. Andres, we want it to be like you walk down into your basement and all your favorite dudes are just sitting around talking and cashing some tickets, which is exactly what we did yesterday. Very light day outside of, well, you know who, but we'll take a 2-in-1 day all day. And how about cashing that first one for Charles or the one for Charles, like early in the second half? It was sweat freaking free. But ladies and gentlemen, as we start a brand new week, when every other sports betting brand is reevaluating to get ready for the fall 3 months away, we're going to start calling this cash stacking time. That's what it is. Welcome, Zach. 4 months you've been a member of our premium crew, which run by my partner, my 5-tool player, my man, who I don't even know if I could properly do it justice, who took the sports books over the weekend and took them down to the park and said, hey, here is how you play. AB. Oh, look at that. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Good morning, recap sheet. Looking sharp. Yeah, we had a nice 15-6 weekend, including, look at that championship Sunday, 6-1. Man, wow. It was a great time. And I'll tell you this, shout out to the crew because, Coach, like you said, we all went through that show together, right? Breaking these things down, looking at each regional, and it absolutely made a difference because it wasn't just me. I mean, it was everybody. Raphael was in the chat. The crew was like, hey, I like this, don't like this. Like, we did it all together. So, man, it was awesome. Glad to see glad to see the results come through.
There is not a better feeling than when you do something together and then the results do exactly what you hope that they would do. Now, AB, everybody else, they're taking time off. They're taking vacation. And we made a decision here at the brand that we would continue on. We would soldier on. We would grind through every single day. It's not the easiest thing to do, but we're going to attempt to do it. And that's what Howie Schwab would have wanted. So the Howie Schwab crew play of the day is what today, AB?
Major League Baseball. And also, while we're giving shout outs, Big Chuck and Soupy over the weekend, Saturday, we didn't see it, man, but like they went, I think 2 out of 3 and 2 out of 2. I mean, it was a monster weekend of all. Everybody crushed it. All right. So in proper Howie form, we're going Major League Baseball today. We're going to play overs here. All right. But we're going to find some low numbers and then one large one. Cardinals Astros over 8. Mets Nationals over 8. Orioles Blue Jays over 7.5. Or the Reds Rockies out there at the launch pad at over 10.5. So polls in the chat. Vote now. We'll update at the end of the show, as we always do.
Brian says, who needs an ATM when we have an ABM, Allen Bell machine? Love it. Jared says, great work, AB. AB's a rock star when it comes to college baseball. Thanks, AB and the DTL crew. No, Royce, thank you very much. Also, we're going to be growing. And into the fall, if you're not a premium member, you're going to be missing out on a lot. DT After Dark will be multiple days a week. How can people join real quick, AB?
Very simply. You can do it 2 ways. You can take your thumb here if you're watching on mobile, all right? Just pull the screen down, and right beside subscribe, you'll see a join button. You can click that, be done, 60 seconds. Or you can just scroll to the show description below the show, and you'll see the link right there. Same deal, 60 seconds, quick, in and out. You'll be good to go. I hear that it's good karma, right, heading into Super Regionals this week, and we're going to talk more about that. We're going to have a fun show. But, yeah, I hear it's good karma, man.
So what I'm hearing is that if you're a premium member, you will get extra stuff this week. That's what I'm hearing. Translation. All right, we've got the best crew in the business standing by. It doesn't matter the day because they're all great. Just like you are. We do it all together. So it's time, AB, if you don't mind, for the picks. And even on a light day, the chat is already on fire, and my crew will be too. By the way, every time you guys come in, hit that like button for me. It really helps the show grow and the algorithm here at YouTube, but I need every single person to hit that like button. Now, the man from the dirty, where yesterday I look at my phone, and we're like 46 minutes in, and we already cashed the ticket. The man just keeps it going day after day. Charles, good morning. You get your 15 seconds.
Morning, Coach, crew, chat. Yeah, nice little winning weekend. We've completed the Champions League, now Euros, Copa America. You're on the clock. I know we're going to have some great content for that coming as well. So excited about this week. So let's have another big one.
What was that last thing you just did there? Are you?
I gave you a little bump,
universe?
Coach, and then to everybody.
You're okay. Okay. All right. I feel like a cool kid now. Now, he is our numbers guy, and he never stops working. Rafael Esparza. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, crew. Good morning, Charles. Charles, you forgot about Olympic soccer too, men's and women's this summer. It should be a fantastic Olympics going on. We'll have betting action on all through the Olympics. I love me some diving. Made some killer money 4 years ago in diving betting. So yes, you can bet on swimming events, but it should be a fun summer. It should be a fun week. And don't forget, this weekend, Belmont Stakes is riding around.
Look at him just teasing all of his own stuff. I don't even need to be here, AB. You know what I mean? Oh, but when I'm not here, this man in the top right, he is more than willing to step in. He is all over ESPN radio all the time. He has his own branding, 2 different shows. We're just glad to have him just a little bit. He is the Z-Man. Good morning, sir.
Yo, good morning, guys. I am in a great mood. All right, you look right over here, right above my show. That's my dog right there, Matthew Tkachuk, and the defending Eastern Conference champion Florida Panthers getting set to right back in the Stanley Cup final this coming weekend. We now know they're going to play Edmonton because the Oilers won the West last night. I am very pumped up. Once again, the greatest hockey team in the land, the Florida Panthers, looking like they're going to take that stick. Oh, fingers crossed, all right? We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But, man, let's win that cup this year. I'm very excited.
I can see that. We're going to find out who the chat is more excited about, who people at home are more excited about from a betting standpoint later in Educate and Entertain. Cortez, thank you. 4 months going strong as a premium member. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is a very slow day in the world of sports, but you know where it's not slow? At the pay window, and they don't give a damn how slow of a day it is. So, Charles, I'm coming over to you because as we transition out of league play, we now transition into countries playing. And I know, let's start with this one. You like England today. Tell me how.
International friendly, they face off with Bosnia. Most have differing opinions when it comes to friendlies, Coach. I have no problem with them in most cases based on different scenarios. And today I'm backing the favorites to win the Euros with the 3 Lions to score at least 3 goals versus this Bosnia side, who are basically just sparring partners. So I'm going to grab England, team total over 2.5 goals. And as always, odds are courtesy of BetMGM.
My man, we'll get back to you for the baseball tonight because there are 7 or 8 games. And by the way, since it's such a light schedule, I tell you all the time, I'm not going to burn my guys out. There's not a whole lot tonight, so we will not be doing DTL after dark because, hell, AB's been working 24 hours a day for the last 3 days. The man needs a freaking break. So, Rafael, let me come over to you. You also have been working 24 hours a day, and you like a team total also tonight on the diamond. Where are you headed?
Yeah, first of all, this is a great pitching matchup between the Tigers and Rangers. I'm expecting runs late in this game that both starters, I think, will be on cruise control. But I'm just taking the Rangers bats over the Tigers bullpen. And that's why I think this over 3.5 minus 3 nickels is a really good value. They're coming Texas is coming off back-to-back wins, outscoring Miami 13-0 on Saturday and Sunday. I think the bats will continue to roll. Again, probably see late runs. I think both starters will have good ones. But again, give me Texas Rangers over 3.5 runs minus 3 nickels.
And lately, the Tigers' offense has been showing up. Yesterday, they scored 8. So maybe this will be a shootout, which is exactly what we want when we play a team total. We want a shootout. By the way, John says, I need a DTL mug to drink my coffee out of during the show. Well, guess what, John? AB's been working just for you. And I believe if you go to your social media, AB, you can hook them up with that, right?
Absolutely. You don't even have to do that. You can look right below there. You'll see not all, but you will see items listed right there below. Yep, man. It's awesome.
We got 2 different great places, mugs and hats over here. Then you got sayings over here. We got you covered top to bottom. It doesn't matter. You want it? We're going to give it to you. Thank you, AB. All right, now, Z-Man, let me come over to you, big boy, because you also like the Rangers tonight, but you have an interesting take on putting two teams together to give me a better number. What do you got?
Yeah, let's. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. All right. It's a Monday. There's not a whole lot going on. There's no NBA, there's no NHL, there's not even WNBA. So, all right, we got, I think, 6 or 7 Major League Baseball games today on a Monday. And all right, so, let's parlay it together. Let's try and win some of that money. So I can essentially echo what Raphael is saying there with the Rangers. The Rangers did not fare well in Sunrise yesterday against the Panthers, but the Rangers fared very well in Miami against the Marlins this weekend. So we'll keep rolling with the Texas Rangers money line, and Nathan Eovaldi on the hill for the Rangers. Let's roll with Baltimore as well. Baltimore is one of the better teams in the American League, of course. Toronto, very average. So you know what? We'll go with Grayson Rodriguez, who is coming off of a double-digit strikeout performance last time he was on the hill for Baltimore. So let's try and win a little bit of cash. We'll parlay the Orioles money line and the Rangers money line plus 250. Let's do it. Give me that green check mark.
I love that analysis. I love that work. Now, oh no! What is this? AB, what are we doing? Who is this?
Well, we found him. We found him in the dugout over the weekend. We just picked him up, said, let's take him home.
No way. Look at him. I kid you not. I was a bullpup in high school, bulldog in college, and I always wanted a bulldog, but it just never made any sense in the houses I lived in. Oh, my God. Amazing. All right. Maybe that's maybe we'll kick Duke out of being the official mascot of DTL. And whatever name that is, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. AB continues to get a lot of love in the chat. Some people are saying he needs a statue outside of the DTL studios. Well, once we have them, he will get one. Now, Charles, let me come back to you, big boy. Eclipse Bod, by the way, welcome. Newest premium member, live and in living color. Appreciate you. Now, Charles, you also are on that Orioles Blue Jays game just from a different angle, which I absolutely love. Talk to me.
Yeah, we have an AL East battle tonight. When the Orioles, they sent Grayson Rodriguez to the mound with a 3.53 ERA, while the Jays, they countered with LSU alum Kevin Gausman and his 4.14 ERA. Despite these two teams generally playing to the under when matched up, both have been involved in higher scoring games as of late. So I'm going to recommend the over 7.5 total runs, Orioles versus Jays.
By the way, I thought I still had time because it was only 12 minutes into the show. And usually DG doesn't show up till about 17, 18 minutes into the show. But he's there, and he says, yo, watch your mouth, coach. Duke forever.
Huh? There he is.
There he is. I guess all you got to do is insult his pet, and he will show up sort of on time. All right. The one thing about AB that I absolutely love is that even after a 15-6 weekend, even after he just spanked those sports book to there and back, it's always about what's in front of him. And AB, you're not stopping, not even close. You're up, big boy.
The best part about college baseball regional weekend is that you've got each regional is a pot of 4 teams, all right? And essentially it's a double elimination. Now, some of them are coming to Monday because this weekend wasn't enough. You had a team that had to win twice, and then a team that needed to win just one of 2. East Carolina falls in that category. So does Oklahoma. Both of them hosting the championship final game 7, so to say, today. We're going to take East Carolina money line, and we're going to take Oklahoma money line. Put those two together at minus 125. We're also going to take the Evansville ECU over 13.5 because both teams are completely out of pitching. No one has a bullpen left, especially East Carolina. They have had to go through and win 9 games here in a row. But here's the question. So we've got those 2 plays.
Yes.
But, Coach, here's the question. And I put this up for the chat. I put it up for everybody here. We've got 2 big games tonight besides these 2. Okay. LSU and North Carolina in a game 7. And we have Oklahoma State and, who did we mention was dangerous? Florida tonight in a game 7. Cannot wait for those 2. I'm interested to see who the chat thinks will win either one of those. But yep, those are our 2 plays. And here's the deal, too.
Yes.
The reason why we paired the Evansville ECU over with ECU and Oklahoma is this. If Evansville is going to beat East Carolina, they're going to score. It's going to be 17 runs to do it. So what we're banking on is that we are going to give ourselves a natural hedge built in and say, all right, well, we'll at minimum split, but at best hit both of them. So that's kind of where we're going.
I absolutely love it. Hashtag knowledge is power. Hashtag it pays to watch live. Now, as we head into the true dog days of summer, this is the first Monday of June when there's very, very little going on. It becomes very difficult to produce a show like this, but it doesn't mean that we can't do it. We just have to get creative. But what is the most popular thing moving forward right here, right now? We're going to discuss it. It's time to educate, entertain. Whenever you're putting a show together, it's all about what is the most popular thing. What do people want to hear about? What do they want to talk about? How do they want to become smarter? So I thought about you, Z-Man, and your fandom and all the pictures that you've posted with your son watching all these games between the Panthers and the Rangers. So I got to thinking, and we always like to skew it towards a betting angle. What is going to be the more popular? Because it's not just a foregone conclusion, because Boston-Dallas isn't exactly a rivalry. And Edmonton, Florida, not exactly a rivalry. So in your opinion, your take, what's going to be the more popular to follow, to bet on moving forward? Go.
Yeah, well, the first, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to mention this, where I'm having a fan moment, the last, I guess, month and a half, and really dating back to last postseason with the Panthers, where it's the first time in my life because my boys are teenage boys. And so this is the first time in my life that I've been able to experience this part of sports fandom with my boys, that we're all doing it together. And so, if you guys are watching or live right now, or you're watching later on demand, driving the line here, you have kids who are around that age, you know what I'm going through. Or maybe if you have young kids and you haven't experienced that yet, I'm telling you, it's a different ball game when you get to experience your fandom with your sons or your daughters when you're doing that together. It is a completely different ball game. So I really am having the time of my life when it comes to rooting for this Panther team the last couple of seasons. It's so great. I'm very excited. But yeah, as far as what's going to be more popular, look, if we look at ratings wise, the National Hockey League numbers are up year over year, and a lot of that has to do with they're on ESPN now the last few years. That and TNT, which by the way, both coverage is so good with the National Hockey League. ESPN obviously does a good job, and TNT does a phenomenal job as well. Great studios. Something about TNT where they're so good at putting together studio shows. And I'm being serious about that. And they signed off last night because the Western Conference ended, but that NHL on TNT studio show is fantastic. All right. So anyway, numbers are going to be up, but it's not going to be reflected in our TV ratings because Canada, they use a different television rating system, and it's not included in our rating system. So I think the numbers could look unimpressive for the Stanley Cup Finals, but it's going to be a monster in Canada because they haven't had a Canadian team win the Stanley Cup since 1993. Edmonton hasn't been there since 2006. They haven't won since 1990. Canada, the whole country, is going to be backing Edmonton. So overall, I think there's a ton of interest, but it's not necessarily going to be reflected in the U.S. television numbers because they don't include Canada in their rating system.
It's so bananas, absolutely bananas, how people forget about other countries and the world, and they just think it's all United States. It's just all the United States. It's not. And you have a great point. And anybody that's watched me for the last 3 years, you talk about watching with your son, you guys have seen the videos of me, my son, my daughter watching the Super Bowl. In fact, I think Big Cheesy's in the chat right now. Cheesy, you remember that video that I cut with my kids last year on Super Bowl Sunday, don't you, big boy? Oh, yeah, you remember. You remember.
It's a different ball game when you're experiencing it with your kids. The clock is ticking down at the end of the game a couple nights ago, and my son and I were hugging and holding on to each other as we're watching the clock tick down, 15, 10, 5. I'm really having the time of my life with it. It's so great.
Nothing better. And that's what it's all about right here. And Raphael, you heard Z-Man use the word numbers, and that's how you're always coming from your angles. We head into this. What is your take?
I completely agree with Z-Man about the Canadian numbers compared to that. That's why it's not going to get that much love, which I am more excited to watch the Stanley Cup than I am the NBA Finals. Because face it, we all knew the Boston Celtics were probably going to be in the NBA Finals or have a great success run. The Boston Celtics, think about this. They have been the NBA favorites every day since the NBA season has started. They were the favorites. No one else was the NBA Finals favorite except them. So it doesn't shock me that they're there. It more shocks me that the Mavericks are there. But I agree. I am more pumped to watch Florida and Edmonton. Our Florida's minus 130 around the series price. Some shops, I think DraftKings have minus 135. I think MGM has minus 130. That will probably stay afloat. I think more money will come in here in the States. Will be Florida money. Now, if you go to the Canada books, Bovada and all of them, I can guarantee you Edmonton will probably be like a minus 115 favorite. So we're going to see probably a 30 to 40% difference in series prices going to the border of Canada to here to the United States. So I'm going to be very interested to see how the difference between that is. I remember when the San Francisco 49ers were in a Super Bowl where we were a 3-point difference in Vegas than we were in Reno because all the people were driving up from San Francisco betting the 49ers in Reno and not in Vegas. So I'm more excited to see what the sense difference is going to be from Canada to United States here in the Stanley Cup.
Another great point, AB. When you throw a Canadian team into this discussion, it changes everything, especially when you got a guy like Connor McDavid, who had maybe the sickest goal as I've seen in 10 or 15 years last night. That was ridiculous. But both of these guys bring up great points that it's not just going to be straight and narrow like it normally is. Your take?
Correct. And it will be some hate betting as well. Like, not all Canadians are down with the Oilers. Like, there's going to be a lot of them that are like, no, we're not rooting for them. We're going for the other side here, which is good. I say that in a positive light, right? Like, everything, whether you love and hate, there's a thin line right there. You know what I mean? So it all works. The only thing that you don't want in sports is apathy. That's what leads to low viewership and low betting totals, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be awesome, man. Like, I can't wait. Now, the guys brought up great points that, the NBA is the NBA. It's going to get its ratings, and you've got Boston, which is a big market, and you've got Dallas, which is a big market, right? So you're going to get your numbers there. But, dude, this, Stanley Cup final is fantastic. Like, I can't wait for both of them, and they're timed correctly too, so that when you look at the schedule, I believe June 6th is NBA game 1, and that's Thursday, I think. So game 1 Stanley Cup final is Saturday, and they're just gonna kind of piggyback off of each other. So the correct answer is both, and that's best for all of us. Yep.
AB is his randomness, always bringing it from a different angle. I love that, AB. All right, now, we've talked a lot about, and John in the chat says you put the Mavs and the Oilers together, you get a little plus 477 parlay. Something to think about. I think the Oilers can beat the Panthers. I just don't know if the Mavs can beat the Celtics, but interesting. Raphael, go.
That opened plus 1,500 when they set that up. So if you got that earlier, you could get the plus 1,500 instead of the plus 477 he posted on there. So betting early usually kind of helps.
There you go. You guys know we're always going to keep an eye on everything. Raphael's our WNBA guy, so we're always playing. And there's a lot of things going on in that league right now that I think we're being overlooked. And AB, I want to start with you because I know that Z-Man's got to talk about this all over ESPN radio. And that is just nonsense. And I thought last week when Charles Barkley was just going off about everything because they're going to lose their show, and I hate that. But he started talking about this Caitlin Clark hate, and now we're starting to see it, and it almost feels like the WNBA is in on it. She only had 3 points yesterday, and she gets slammed to the ground. Angel Reese gets suspended. The girl who slammed her said, "I'm done. What does she bring to the table but just being a three-point shooter?" I've never seen anything like this for a superstar in my life. Where do you stand on it right now? Because it absolutely affects the betting market and the WNBA.
It's huge. I mean, look, it's great for the WNBA because this is exactly what you want. You had Charles Barkley responding to, I believe, Diana Taurasi's comments, and then you started seeing other players respond. And guess what? None of them were responding to Caitlin Clark because she didn't say anything. They're responding to media reports and people in the media talking. That's how this thing works. That's how the game works. And it's good because it drums up business, right? That's exactly what you want for the WNBA. Now, if you're Caitlin Clark, look, she's handling it perfectly. Just keep your mouth shut, keep playing, keep doing what you're doing. All these WNBA players, from previous stars to current stars, they're all coming at her saying this, the same types of things. Welcome to the WNBA. Yeah, it ain't so easy. Blah, 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 blah. Guess what? Bring it. Bring all of it. I'll bring every one of you. Line them up. And you know what Caitlin Clark's doing? 30, 30, 30, 30. I love it. If I were Caitlin Clark, if I've got 4 haters, let me figure out a way to get 12 by the end of summer. I want all of you hating me because you don't hate things that you don't care about and you're not worried about. And that's exactly what Caitlin Clark is doing. I love it, and it's great for the WNBA.
It absolutely is. Our newest premium member, AB Eclipse, says she's the reason the WNBA is in the news. That's 100% fact. And Z-Man, as I come over to you, because I know this has been a huge topic on your radio show at ESPN Radio. And Caitlin Clark, all she's done is made a ton of money in a very short period of time, and the rest of the league hates it. That's what this boils down to. They hate the fact that this girl makes $64,000 a year, and that's it. What do you make of this, and how much the WNBA, because of this, has been in the news?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm most tired of, all right? And I feel validated now, especially this weekend. I'm most tired of people who have been following the WNBA for years or however long, trying to preach that this is normal in sports. This is how it always goes down between veterans and rookies, and that she is not being treated any different. Listen, I've been watching sports for more than a couple minutes. I know what I'm seeing. I know what I'm watching, and they are going after this girl, all right? There's no doubt about it. Now, with that said, all of this, big picture-wise, is a really good thing for the WNBA. Look, I'm on ESPN Radio a lot. I'm not a historian as far as what ESPN Radio has always talked about for years on end, but I feel pretty comfortable saying that a year ago now, we were not devoting multiple segments yesterday on primetime where we're talking about the WNBA. Also, from my perspective, I didn't spend a single second of my life thinking about the WNBA until now. And now I know a little bit about what's going on. And I'll tell you what else. Another reason that it shows you it's a good thing for the WNBA and a good thing for all the players involved. I wouldn't have been able to pick this Kennedy Carter out of a lineup. If she picked me in the head, I wouldn't know who she was until now. So now, because of Caitlin Clark, I know who she is. But I will say, it was a bad job on several accounts yesterday. Obviously, or I guess it was 2 days ago. Bad job by this Kennedy Carter, who, based on her history, she looks like she's the new WNBA goon. All right, she has a very checkered past. She's probably their Dylan Brooks at this point. All right, so she's gonna have a label on her now, but now people know who she is. So you could say that that's smart, but that kind of behavior is obviously not cool. Angel Reese, the way that she got up off the bench and was cheering her teammate for making a dirty play, really rough look for Angel Reese. But I'll tell you, the person or the people that I think it was the worst look for, can a single one of her teammates on Indiana decide to do something and help this Caitlin Clark? She gets knocked on her ass on a dirty play. You got Aaliyah Boston who's standing right there just staring at it. Not a single player for Indiana is going to come, get over there, maybe get in this other girl's face, maybe shove her out of the way, pretend like you're going to protect your teammates. Where the hell are the rest of the teammates for Indiana? I thought that was a horrendous look for the Fever teammates. I mean, do you hate Caitlin Clark too? Because if you ask me, it looks like they do. They don't need to go out and get an enforcer. You just need to be a good teammate. Where are the rest of the girls on this team, Coach?
And you can hear my man live almost every single day on ESPN Radio with stuff like that. Because
I'm sorry,
you're absolutely right. It feels that way because Raphael, I kind of compare this, and I know she's not Tiger Woods, but she's the Tiger Woods of the WNBA, and these girls simply do not like it. They are jealous, and I think Z-Man may be onto something. Maybe her teammates are jealous too. And because I've never seen, I mean, we're talking multiple instances now. This is not a one-off. And so at some point, and Caitlin Clark, she did it in college. Hey, I like her. Angel Reese, respect, all that. She's saying all the right things. But at some point, you got to protect your biggest star, which happens to be a rookie. Raphael?
I agree. The attitude that I see in this, it's like a girl wearing the same dress at the nightclub that the other girl has on, and the hatred just flows all over the place. And it saddens. I mean, Zaz is right. The teammates, where are their teammates? Make a hard foul to help her, pick her up. It just blows my mind. You did mention Tiger Woods. How about the girl that sat down playing poker than Tiger Woods in Vegas that had Tiger Woods on one side and Phil Ivey on the other? But that's a different story. But I just can't believe how bad that they're projecting all this hatred in the WNBA. But when you're not in the news, negative news is always better than no news. So I have to give them credit for that. And I hate to do this to AB. 12 early afternoon games on Saturday in the College World Series. One WNBA game, Fever and Chicago. That one WNBA game had more action than all 12 of those College World Series baseball plays. But you crushed it. Crushed it, and that's probably why.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Like it goes to show. Like for one, it's funny. But accurate. Like the WNBA is legit. Like it is.
They are.
It is legit, man, and that's a good stat too. But see, that's the stuff, dude. Raphael knows the stuff that nobody else does, man. Like that's a great stat.
That's why he's on our team. By the way, Chris in the chat says they'll be thanking her when that salary cap goes up through more media money in the future. For those of you who don't understand, that's how it works. They get a percentage of their TV deals, which is why Luka is going to make over $70 million a year in his next deal. Raphael, go.
It's Saturday during that game. You know what they talked about? Yesterday's game against New York, when New York was blowing out Indiana, they were already talking about what would happen if Paige Buckets was on the Indiana team, because you figure if the Indiana team continues to falter, they're going to have a nice draft pick. Can you imagine that backcourt of Paige Buckets and Caitlin Clark? So I told you, if they continue to falter, we're going to already talk about what's Indiana looking at for drafting next year's team.
Something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. AB, go.
Real quick. I know we got to move on, but the most money-making thing that could happen, like I'm with Raphael. Paige Buckets, like that would be amazing. If Indiana could find a Draymond Green, like just enforcer for Caitlin Clark that just riled people up, Bill Laimbeer style, just do not care. You come near the girl, you are going down on the court every single time. It would drive people crazy, and it would make so much money. Like, that's a WWE move right there. You know what I mean? Like, that's what just prints money when people are hate watching and hate betting. Oh, God, man, that'd be great.
By the way, maybe they need a positive influence or somebody to pick them up. Does anybody know who our guest is this week on Behind the Turnbuckle by chance? Has anybody seen? You're damn right. It is DDP this week. This week we got
Dally?
We got him. Diamond Dallas Page, Mr. DDP Yoga in the house. Behind the Turnbuckle.
Diamond Cutter.
You're damn right we do. Oh, I'm so fired up for that show. I'm so fired up for this brand. I'm so fired up for all of it. But ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who weren't here at the top of the show, don't worry about it. We got you covered. A little segment we like to call the Whip Around. Jamal is back, Coach. Good to see my guys, man. Keep them all coming over. Keep them all coming over, one at a time. All right, who's going to go the yard today? Because I know over the weekend we hit a bunch of these. So, Tuck, Paul Goldschmidt, Peter Alonso of the Mets, Gunnar Henderson, who went yard yesterday for the Orioles. The man has 19 home runs, and he's still at plus 475. And then Bo Bichette, they're playing against each other. So, Charles, where are we headed today, big boy?
Yeah, I'm going to get on that Gunnar Henderson train, plus 475. I like this game for runs, so go ahead and Gunnar Henderson plus 475.
All right, this man, he just exudes like baseball stardom, Raphael. Where are you headed, sir?
I'm all about synergy, and I'm going with Bo Bichette plus 750 because that will help Charles's play at the same time. So give me Bo Bichette at plus 750.
I feel like you guys are kind of like my Robert Dameron of DTL Golf. Oh, did you guys notice he hit 2 different plus 400, plus 650
plus 400s?
plays? Yep. So same thing. If you don't watch DTL Golf, I can't help you. Z-Man, where are we headed today, big boy?
Yeah, I'm not going to spread myself too thin here. All right? I already told you guys I'm on the Orioles today. So you know what? Let's just stick with that game. I'm going with Gunnar Henderson as well, plus 475. We don't have to make it complicated. That's what I'm going with.
God, I love you. AB, go.
Representing the third coast here, Houston, H-Town, Kyle Tucker coming through with a slab today, plus 350. I'll say this, though. You know what I'm going to bet? I'm going to bet Tucker to hit a bomb. I'm also going to bet Gunnar Henderson to get a walk because this man is on absolute fire at the plate. And you know what pitchers love to do? Walk guys who are on absolute fire at the plate. So if you bet Gunnar to hit a bomb, I'd work in a walk as well. Protect yourself.
Joey helping us out in the chat. Gunnar has 9 leadoff home runs already.
Wow.
9 in 2 months.
Great stat, Joey.
Oh, man. Amazing. Thank you to the chat. All right. This is where we give you every single play. One little nugget for each play, 10 seconds or less. So, Charles, I know you got one on the pitch and one on the diamond. Start us off, sir.
International friendly, England versus Bosnia. England team total over 2.5. MLB, Orioles versus Jays, over 7.5 runs.
Boom, boom, and boom. So let's stay with that that Orioles topic. Z-Man, come over to you. What do you got?
Yeah, so I already told you I'm in on the Orioles today. So Orioles and Rangers, money line. Let's get nuts, plus 250. That's how we're going to start the week.
Boom, boom, and boom. Let's stay with the Rangers. Synergy. Raphael, talk to me.
I got the Texas Rangers team total over 3.5 runs, minus 3 nickels. Or late runs in this game. Texas win. I can't believe they're minus 105 as a home dog, the way they've been playing the last 2 games.
And AB, the college baseball postseason never stops churning. You're up.
Never stops. Game 7s today. We're going to take East Carolina money line, Oklahoma money line, put those two together, minus 125. We're also going to take Evansville ECU over 13.5, minus 115.
All right. I love that light day, but we're starting to call these next 3 months cash stacking time. Whatever you win, just put it away a little bit and be ready for football. Z-Man, where can we hear you next all over ESPN Radio? I know you'll be somewhere this week.
Yeah, I'm next on Wednesday nights, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Me and Amber Wilson, all right, my former co-host here in Miami. So 7 o'clock on Wednesday nights, you can hang out with us for a few hours on ESPN Radio. And every weekday, Zaslow Show 2.0, all right, very Miami-centric show, but obviously we hit on everything. So check out Zaslow Show 2.0 everywhere you get your podcast. I love you long time.
Boom, 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 boom. I absolutely love it. My guys never stop churning, never stop grinding, never stop for you. Because I'm telling you, we're going to be the number 1 sports betting show in America for the next 25 years. We're not stopping until we get there, and we stay there. But it takes a special kind of people, and you're looking at them right here. It takes a special kind. It's not for everybody. All right, gentlemen, have a great day. It is now time for the closing bell. All right, thanks to Liddy. I'm assuming it's correct. 94 days, AB, until the NFL, and it cannot come fast enough.
Can't come fast enough indeed. Ready for it. Love the NFL. Love that time of year. And this is the time to build up to it and get ourselves all prepared, which is what you have us doing here. And it's fantastic, man. Can't wait.
All right, we continue to grind. What is the Howie Schwab play of the day from the crew?
Going to the launch pad here. Reds Rockies over 10.5 is the choice. The crew feeling it. You know what? I like it. I think it's a good choice too. So Reds Rockies over 10.5. That is the play.
All right. We all get to play together, root together, and isn't it a lot more fun to do it all together? And my man AB, 15-6 in college baseball. More of that today. And also, real quick, the week. What does the schedule look like when it comes to super regionals?
So Super Regionals is only 2 teams in each little Super Regional, right? So it starts Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is 2 teams, best of 3. So Tuesday, we will have our preview show breaking down the Super Regionals, and then Each team that wins that super regional, all right, goes to the College World Series. 8 of them will go. So we will know this weekend. So the games are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tuesday, tomorrow, we'll have our show up ready to go.
All right. Very, very good. AB, appreciate the grind because it's not easy, especially for that sport, to find all the stuff he does is next level. John says, great show today, everyone. Great way to start the week. See you all at the pay window. John, that's the kind of attitude that we're looking for here every single day. Tell all your friends, bring them all, get them set. You know, their viewing habits long before we get to football. Do not forget another signature event this week in golf. It's the Memorial at Jack's Place. DTL Golf live Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And a reminder, DDP, we're taping it tomorrow. It'll drop on Friday. Subscribe to both of our channels. That way you never miss one single second of our incredible content. So with all that being said, it is now time for you to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Be honest with each other. It's the only way that this can work. And understand this, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, Lumbo, my man from the Dirty Charles, my numbers guy, Raphael, my man from South Florida. He can do it all, the Z-Man. Never forget about my partner, AB, and our producer man behind the scenes who always makes the show look like $1,000,000. I am simply the coach trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day right here at Driving the Line. Good luck.